What is up, folks? Bristol Gaming back with another episode of 7 Days to Die Mods Weekly, the show where we'll help you figure out what mods are good for you. And this week, as you can see here, we have a cool week ahead of us. We have this awesome UI, a really awesome POI I'm super excited to show you guys, and also a cool little utility mod, which I think is going to help a lot of people. But before we jump into anything, I want to take a second to say thank you to everybody who has liked or subscribed, because it does help out and it does mean a lot, especially as a small content creator. You guys liking and leaving comments and stuff means a lot to me. I really, really appreciate it. So thank you very much for that. Also, thank you to the mod authors, because you guys do amazing work consistently, still putting out new mods, updating older mods. Just, you guys are doing something awesome. I know I really appreciate it. I know the community really appreciate it. So thank you guys for everything that you do. Thank you. But now we're going to go ahead and jump into the mods. And the first mod, as you see here, is called the Madworld UI by Mad Buffoon. And I love it. I love the way it looks. I'm a big fan of a bunch of different UIs and stuff. Like, I'll use the Z2 UI, or I think it's the Z2, or Riles UI and stuff like that. But this one, by far and away, is probably one of my favorites, just because of the look. I love the little heart bottom, like on the ground, like it's dying. I love the chicken running for stamina. I love the food, or looking like a cookie. I love the water is actually like a little faucet. It looks cool. I love that the XP gauge is down there with actual numbers on it to show what you need. I love the distance traveled. Like, I love all of this. I think the UI is just super awesome and really well done. I think Mad Buffoon has done a really good job on this, because it just looks really good to me. It pops really well, I think, and it flows, really well off in the corner, to where it's easy to see, but it's not obtrusive. And also, you've got this nice little Duke's icon down here to show how much money you have at a glance without having to go into your inventory, which I think is really nice, 'cause I haven't seen too many UIs that do that. Plus, everything is just super cool with the compass and the day, the time, the temperature, stuff like that. Like, I think it's all just really good. But with that, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next mod. Okay, folks, so our next mod is called the Wood Frame Leveling Block by a name I'm not even going to try to pronounce, because I know I'm going to butcher it. You see it on the screen. Sorry, person, I can't pronounce your name. It's a cool mod, though, so thank you for what you did. It's an awesome utility mod that gives you 3 different block types. You've got a 9x9, a 5x5, and a 3x3. Now, because of how terrain works in this game, you can't always get it level, but it does a pretty decent job of more or less making things level. So if you've got an area where you've got, kind of part of a hill and some other stuff in the way, when you place this down, it does a pretty good job of leveling everything out. Like, you see how it kind of sunk the ground back there. And when you pick it back up, see how the ground kind of sunk down to match the level here? That's what's really good about it. But I don't know if you guys noticed, I'm going to point it out again. It's also really good at clearing out large clumps of grass. See how everything here is just slightly lower than the ground around it. See, up here it's a little bit higher. It's good for clearing out areas that you would normally have to put multiple blocks in if you're trying to make everything just a little bit more level and look a lot better. But if you've got a bunch of grass that you want to clean out and you don't want to do it by hand because, like me, you're extremely lazy, this is fantastic. You could just sit here and place it like this, and not only do you get to level the ground just a little bit better, you also clean up grass. Like, look, it's a lot smoother. Like, grass isn't in the way as much. Of course, there are mods that you can use to get rid of the grass and stuff, but if you don't want to play with those, or you are playing with them and you still find a bunch of grasses in the way, this is a mod that'll help. And it does help, like you see, smooth out everything and make it just a little bit more level. That's why I like it. That's why I'm recommending it. But now we're going to go ahead and move on to the next mod. Okay, folks, so our next mod is quite possibly one of my favorite little motorcycles. Now, there are a ton of vehicle mods out there, I'm not going to lie, but this one is called the Chaos Motorcycle Modlet by Ragsy, and it is an awesome looking little motorcycle. It looks really good. I love the visuals of it, but more importantly, it's fast. It feels a lot faster than the normal motorcycle. It also turns a lot, not quite as sharp as the old motorcycle, but it's a lot smoother of a turn. It doesn't have that weird wobble effect that the old motorcycle that does, that can cause you to crash and potentially burn out. Doesn't quite turn as sharp, but it does have a cool little smoke effect behind it that I like. It's generally, to me, a better motorcycle all in all. It just feels better, has a more natural turn that I think a motorcycle should have, and it's just faster. Like, it just moves better. So that's why I really like it. This is quite possibly one of my favorites, just because of how smooth it is. It doesn't have the weird wobble and stuff like that. And if you try to jump, it acts more like a normal motorcycle would. It doesn't do like the whole weird bumpy jump stuff where the front slams down and then you flip and die. It's just more smooth and calm. It's a really good mod. I think everybody should check it out, especially if you want different vehicles. It's kind of fun to drive around on this thing. I've just been playing around doing that on this one, and like, look at how smooth it is going backwards. And it's fast. Like, look at it. It's fast as hell going backwards. Like, you can't argue with how cool it is to do this. Like, that's fast as crap. So make sure you check it out. It's a really fun mod. But with that, we're going to go ahead and move on to the last one. Okay, folks, so our last mod is called the Rose Abbey by Michael P. Logue, and it's an awesome POI that's based on an awesome book called The Name of the Rose, and it's actually really cool because, like, in the book, it's a middle age, written in the Middle Ages about a Franciscan monk who has to solve a bunch of deaths based around the Abbey. And I think this is just really well done POI, and the fact that they tied it to the book like that, I think is really awesome. Like, it just adds a little bit more to it. And this is just a super well done, massive tier 5 POI. You're going to have a ton of fun with this. Like, this thing is huge, as you can see here. You can even turn it into one hell of a awesome big ass base if you wanted to, but that's just a lot of ground to cover. But it's just super neat. Like, there's just so... Where the hell did they come from? You guys saw that, right? They fell from this. Okay, I guess it's raining zombies now. I mean, technically it's raining men. I'm gonna get sued for that. But no, like, look, there's so much here. There's so much to see and do. Like, this is just so cool. And they've, like, Michael Plogue or Logue or however you pronounce, I'm just gonna call him Michael, has done a super good job of this. Like, made it really look like just really fantastic. I love the way that they did the glass and stuff and how they put everything like this. It's, really clever on how they use the assets. It's a really, really well done POI. And I would love if the Fun Pips could add something like this into the game. Oh man, without having to use the combo pack stuff, if they could actually add this in, man, this would be awesome. Like, this is so cool. And this could fit on a lot of cool maps too. Like, you could do themed maps maybe, which would just make this look even better. Which I think would just be super cool if you had stuff like that. Little chest there. Some cool stuff here. And we haven't even gotten into the heart of the Abbey yet. Or is it the scriptorium? Is that what it's called? Look at all this stuff here. Like, there's so much to just run around and see and do. I had a blast playing through this. I really thoroughly enjoyed all of my time in here. It was really, really well done POI. I thoroughly had a very good time. And then here's, of course, the main loots. I really think you guys are going to enjoy the hell out of this, getting in here and playing around, especially if you love the super big POIs like I do, because there needs to be more and there needs to be better. Like, the Shotgun Messiah and Shamway and stuff like that is just boring at this point. But man, these things, POIs like this, I absolutely love, especially the whole castle vibe and stuff. Just, who doesn't want to build a place or build a base in a place like this? It just looks so cool. But with that, folks, we are done for the week. Thanks for sticking around. I hope you had fun. Make sure you like, subscribe, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Have fun. Take it easy. We'll see you next time.